finish line. You can't get there from here.
Strap on your feet bag. Wide Army. Running with scissors.
HWYRT.
HWYRT. How come you're not running right now? No, seriously, grab some headphones and go for a run while you listen.
Come on, Bray.
And now, without further ado, here are Bryan and Peter.
Hey, Peter, you know, I'm calling March the month of accountability.
Because you're doing your taxes?
Well, no, that's not why, although I probably should get around to that.
You might want to look.
What I mean is that I am feeling that I need to be accountable to myself and take seriously what I'm doing. I think I got in a little bit of a rut. Also, I did this big event back in the end of in January. I let things fall apart in February as planned. Also, the weather has been horrible for outdoor running.
You mean you took some time off? So
And
what?
That's what I'm saying. And
What's wrong with that?
Well, what I have found for myself
For you.
is that if I just sort of ease back in, I find a lot of excuses not to do what I probably should be doing. And I said, you know what, why don't I just jumpstart things and say,
Hop
I'm
in.
going to make a decision on a daily basis
Yeah.
to eat this, not eat that, to go to sleep here, and then to do this workout. And if I have an excuse like, oh, well, I'm not training for anything, or I'm just easing back into it,
Sure.
well, I'm not going to listen to that voice. I'm going to be accountable to myself. Does this resonate with you at all?
Well, as you know, I'm not a half hog guy. I'm whole hog.
You,
When I go,
I've seen your recipes.
yeah, I whole hog it. I go whole hog and das.
Strap on your feet bag. Come and get it.
No, but I understand what you're saying. I don't know if what you're saying is good, but I'm not here to judge. I'm here to listen.
And I'm not saying I'm pushing myself beyond all measure.
Right. Remember, you're talking to the guy
Yeah.
who attempted to add a push-up a day
Right.
on top of the previous push-ups.
Right. Yeah.
And then broke his chest and possibly his forearms.
As predicted.
As predicted. As everyone who had anything to say about it would warn me.
Right.
Hey, that may not be the best way to do that.
Who's going to carry the boats and the logs? Who's going to carry the boats?
I'm not saying I'm jumping from 0 to 50 miles a week like Marion, Maine does, for example.
Just to name someone randomly.
So I understand, though, that you did run recently.
Are you going to ask me how my run was?
Peter, how was your run today?
Thanks so much, Brian. Haven't run today. We got hit with a little more ice and sleet and weirdness, but I did run over the weekend. It was a little 3.5-er run walk.
How'd that feel, though?
I tell you what, ran over to the reservoir.
I think it's one word.
Well, people call it the res,
Right.
which makes me think of reservation, but it's reservoir.
Right.
Went over there, and it's absolutely not clear. Like there's only snow.
Oh.
And not only snow, also a lot of dog poo-poo.
Yeah.
I don't know why people aren't picking that up.
Lazy.
Yeah. Anywho,
Any excuse will do. They're not seeing March as the month of accountability, I can tell you that.
no. And as I was getting there, I believe the Bulldogs were leaving. I then texted Michael Goff. You know Michael Goff.
What's slow, sweet, and sticky?
Michael Goff.
Actually, it's molasses.
Michael Goff. But he was away celebrating some family stuff, so he was not around. And I went maybe a quarter around the res and was like, this is horrendous. I'm going to break an ankle and then fall into dog poo-poo. So I left. And then I just ran around back to my neighborhood, and it was perfectly fine. I mean, it wasn't anything to write home about.
No.
I think there were a lot of marathon teams out and about.
Yeah.
And certainly coming down the actual marathon route into, what do we call that there, that square, that circle?
That's Cleveland Circle.
That's Cleveland Circle.
where you take a big left turn into Brookline.
Big old left turn. But it was a beautiful day. It was sunny. It was I don't want to say it was super warm, but I had shorts on.
So it was above 30.
Yeah, I think it was scratching 40 and just very warm in the sun. And it was nice to be out and about. I'm embarrassed to say I haven't gone. I think that was Saturday or Sunday. I think it was Saturday.
Yeah, but Peter, remember what happened the next day? Oh, we had a blizzard. We had a nor'easter.
No, not this week.
Oh, that was this week. That was last week.
Yeah.
I don't remember. They keep happening. So
No, we had snow the other day.
Yeah.
So
So
not the blizzard. No, that you're a week off.
I'm a week off. Listen, I was thinking about
I've gotten
this.
out twice.
Nice.
That's what I'm trying to say. 2 weekends in a row, banging it out.
Well, there we are.
This is what I'm saying.
I also wanted to amend my statement from a last show or 2 shows ago where I was like, well, if you're training for Boston this year,
Yeah.
it's nothing like 2015 when you and I did it.
Yeah.
It still doesn't, it pales in comparison
If
to
you really look at
2015.
the charts, it's
Yeah.
not up there. It's up there.
But this has been a rough one for outdoor running.
100%. 100%.
And just the timing of the storms.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
coming,
bad.
And
bad.
cold.
But I was surprised there was recently a thing in the local paper comparing 2015 to now.
Not even close.
Oh, it's not even close.
No.
We really had it bad.
Yeah. It was like snowing feet at a time every time.
But having said all that, still I am not getting it done to the where I want to get it done. Again, I had said March is my month.
Oh, is it your month of accountability?
No.
Oh,
no.
Don't want to put labels on
I'm
you.
not going to count anything. But that doesn't mean I'm not going to get stuff done, and I do hope to say by the end of the month more on that.
Did you just call me a moron?
More on that.
So April is your month of accountability. I like the alliteration there.
I don't really want to be
Okay.
accountable for anything.
That's fine.
It's not really. I mean,
was-
maybe the show.
It was also like the word that popped into my head.
No,
it doesn't,
I think for you, it's what you
Who
need
am
to
I
do
accountable to?
to yourself.
Fine, that's true.
And what you're really saying is like you're putting a Chaugust in the
Yes.
winter.
Yes.
There's nothing wrong with that.
But not with goals, just with when I find myself finding excuses, I'm going to examine those excuses and hopefully
Yes.
shun them.
Speaking of shun or Sean,
Sean.
I would say to you, remember dials, not switches.
Well, I'm dialing it up.
Which I am also trying to dial, not switch, because in the past, again, a la push-ups,
You're a switch guy.
whole lot of switches, easy to flick,
On,
dialing,
and off.
quietly turning, being mindful, seeing what that produces, all those things, very important to me.
Very smart.
As someone who recently said to both of us, where there's a will, there's a way. More to come on that in a moment. But before that, Brian, how was your run today?
I didn't run today. I did get some running in on Monday, which was, again, another dip into the Arctic Circle cold-wise. And not great conditions on the road. Fine, but not great. And then before that, I did my weekend run was like 3 miles because I had done a bunch of running the week before. So I'm trying to ramp it up. I am utilizing the gym well, so I'm just ramping it up. That's all. It's feeling good, and it was a little bit my plan where I was like, when we get to March, at some point in March, there will not be ice all over the place. There will not be snow every other day, and it won't be single digits on a regular basis. That's all I was hoping for. And also, we have a little more sun, especially at the end of the day now.
100%. As this comes out, we're just about to jump the clocks forward. So a little more daylight towards
That's
the end of
right.
the day. Not to mention, if you're late to this show, like by early next week, I think we're scratching 60s.
Well, we'll see.
Well, is a lot's being promised. We'll see. Are we making the big turn? Don't know.
Don't know.
Are we holding the St. Patrick's Day show outside this year? Don't know.
Was there a big St. Patrick's? How was your run today show?
It depends on the weather. I'm
That's
honestly.
right. That's right.
It's one of those go no goes. We can't quite be sure till we get there.
Peter, we put the call out to a frequent caller,
We did.
Mary from Maine.
She provides a lot of interesting updates for us, almost on the weekly, almost on the per episode.
And her last one was so amazing that I said, we should just call her up and interview her.
Every single one of her updates has been fascinating, from the skeleton with the mustache head that's not on the body to Backyard Mountain. I mean, it's a no-brainer. We had to have her as a guest. I think what she has to say will resonate with a huge section of our listeners. Let's see what she has to say.
Hey guys, it's Mary in Maine. It's not that crazy.
Mary, I'm so glad that you're here with us. I do have one question. How was your run today?
It was amazing. I actually did run today. I did it on the treadmill.
Okay, so why did you do it on the treadmill as opposed to outside?
Well, because I'm meeting with you guys at my current run time. So I sacrificed.
So we crunched your your usual pattern.
Well, I apologize
but
for that.
that's okay, because you're totally worth it.
So it had nothing to do with the fact that we had yet another Arctic blast. Does cold weather affect your inside-outside running?
It did for my 50-mile birthday run. But as far as like normal day-to-day stuff, now that my oldest children are old enough to babysit, pretty much every winter afternoon I've been able to get out unless there's like a blizzard. Because, you can suck it up and get out when it's like 10 degrees if it warms up that much. I'm okay with that. But I also appreciate having a treadmill.
Let's talk a little bit about the 50-mile birthday run. It's impressive. I'm just going to start there. Have you been doing this for a very long time? Like, how do you have the perspective to say, sure, I'll just run 40, 50 miles?
Yeah. Well, yes. So I started running when I was 9. My dad was a distance runner and he loved trail running. So he got me into it and I never stopped. So I had been running since 5th grade, had 6 kids, really appreciated running because of having 6 kids and being sidelined every single time, right? And building the strength up. I think I called in and I left you guys a message about that. And I mean, I've been running for 35 years. I did the math.
What was the longest time you were down?
So let's see, with most of the kids, I ran up until sometime in the 3rd trimester, right? And then I have to deliver them C-section. So then you have to heal from that.
Yep.
So I would say let's give my body roughly like 4 to 5 months to heal from that. And that doesn't mean I'm just sitting on the couch, right? Like you can do activities to get out and move. You can walk. I spent a lot of time on the treadmill and I still called that running, even if I was walking. Right after I had the baby, when they were able to do a 4-hour stretch of sleep, I would just start walking on the treadmill.
Yeah.
So yeah, but I think that just really makes my perspective one of just sheer joy and value in what I absolutely love to do. And I don't want to give it up. So when I thought, I want to run, I was originally going to do the winter solstice with you guys because I love all of your events. And I was training for that. And then I thought, well, it's Christmas around the solstice. I have 6 kids. Things are kind of wild. And I think I'm going to just push it back a month and run for my birthday. And I always wanted to run the amount of years I was turning. Always. I think I was probably like 4 kids in and I saw somebody post that on Instagram and I was like, that's the most ingenious idea ever. Turning 38 and running 38 miles or whatever. So that's kind of how the idea came about. So I turned 44 and I thought, shoot, I'm going to run 44 miles. And then it just was like, might as well just do 50 because that's close enough.
And were these miles out on the snowy trails? Were they treadmill? Were they a mix? Like, how did you do it?
Yeah. So here's how I did it. this is like such a loaded answer, and I'm going to try to answer it in like the shortest amount of time. It was not, I didn't string together. It wasn't like a set 50 miles. I was just out straight for 50 miles. Instead, what I did was I'm going to give myself 24 hours. And my husband comes home at noon on Friday, which was my birthday. And I wanted to have 45 miles done by like 11 a.m. on Friday. So if that's the case, then I needed to start at 11 a.m. on Thursday. So I had 24 hours to like cram it all in and maybe get a nap in there. And on top of that, I also still had to do breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks, because my kids do not care that if I just ran, a 20-mile segment and then they're like, hey,
no.
hey mom, what's for snack?
Yeah, your hobby is not of interest to them. That's
no. So, and they're so used to it. So what I did was, are you guys familiar with Camille Herron? She's an ultra runner. Okay. And she has some world records. She runs for Lululemon, I believe. And I heard her on a podcast, maybe, I don't know, let's say fall. And she talked about how when she trains for ultras and runs stuff like that on her own, she breaks up the stress. And I was like, that's exactly what I do. So if I have 2 back-to-back long run days where maybe one day I have to do a half marathon and the next day I have to do 20 miles, then maybe on that first long run day, I'll run 6 miles in the morning on the treadmill when it's 0 degrees. And then I'll go out at nap time and I'll run the other 7. So you're breaking the stress up. So that was how I did all of the training. I broke up the stress. So I usually did 10, whatever. 10 is my favorite number for mileage to run, just a regular 10-mile run. So when I envisioned doing the 50 miles within a day, I said, I just want to do it in 10-mile segments. So, and sometimes just the way that my life works with 6 kids and the weather in Maine, the treadmill is the best option. So I ended up doing about 50% of the, let's say like 25 miles out of the 50 on the treadmill, because I was either stuck inside with the kids, whatever, but I kept track of it on like a piece of paper just to make sure I got all my miles in. And I started on Thursday at 11, I did like a 10-mile segment, and then I got off and I made lunch and, hey mom, what's for snack? And then, and then I got back. I think I went outside and I did another 10 miles outside, and then came in, had to fix everybody dinner, had to eat dinner, clean up dinner, do bath time, all of that stuff. My husband's obviously very involved with that too. But it's still a lot of work. And then go back outside that Thursday night. And I was running in the dark about halfway through when my husband said, oh, this makes me a little nervous. Can you come back in and just finish it on the treadmill for this chunk of time? And I said, yes. And so when that was finished, I came in, I let myself take a shower because I was kind of stinky at that point. I was like 25, 30 miles in. And I actually took a little snooze, not very long, and then got back on the treadmill, ran 10 more miles. And the important thing about like that 10-mile segment and then getting off is being able to aid station yourself. So I would get off, I would refuel, I would have more coffee. I would be very purposeful with just sitting down and not trying to get up and putter around and clean up the house and whatnot. And I ate a lot of pasta and red sauce and bagels in between. And let's see. So then by the time the kids were up on Friday morning, I only had one more 10-mile segment to do. So then I fixed them breakfast and we cleaned up breakfast and all of that. And then I went out on Friday morning, did the last 10-mile segment, came back in, recaffeinated, got something to eat. And then at that point, it was time for me to leave to head out to where I was supposed to meet my husband to run up the backyard mountain. It sounds really crazy to do something like that, but it's really not that crazy. I hope that was a good enough answer.
That was astounding.
And it was always, I would come upstairs. Let me just say, I would come up from the basement tired and drained. And my kids would look at me and be like, hey, is this still happening? are you still going, Mom? And can we eat this now? Or, you know what I mean? It was always what's for snack? And okay, that's just how life is.
So that was astounding. I have one follow-up question, which is, as someone who has made up events many times and cajoled others into joining me, which I find essential. You know, Peter and I often talk about human connection and running, but I want to ask you about like what. Well, I've been thinking about the difference between motivation and consistency. I don't know where this popped into my head. It's probably I was listening to a podcast or reading something, and so I've stolen this idea. But what? So in that frame, like motivation and consistency, reward, whatever, what prompted you to do this other than it's a good idea to do the mileage on my birthday? Because it doesn't just happen. You've been training for a long time.
Yeah, I think it's the process. And for me, running is so much more than just signing up for a race. Running is a gigantic part of what makes me who I am. And if it's been taken away from me so many times, I shouldn't say taken away, but a lot of times the only way I can sum it up is when I run just to be. I run just to be. I run to be present in the moment. So a lot of times that's when I'm outside and I'm on a trail. That's my highlight, if I could say, like the cherry on top. I think running it's just so much more than saying, oh, I'm going to sign up for that race and then I'm going to train just for that race. Well, that's awesome. And I'm glad that gets me into it. But then what keeps us going after that race has ended? What keeps us moving forward? Even like, oh, I'm part of this awesome run group. I want to be part of this run club. But the people change. The club adapts. It's not going to stay the same. But running to me has been my tried and true, my first love before I met my husband. It was something that my dad taught me from a very young age, that you run just to be present in that moment, to be grateful you have a body that moves. You have 2 feet that can take you wherever you want to go. I'm very blessed that in my backyard, it's all land trust and like hundreds of acres of private land with trails. So yeah, I have that made. But even still, it's the feeling of movement and being and saying, I want to be, out of all the things I could do for my birthday, I want to run up my favorite backyard mountain and have my husband be up there with me. And I want to be in that moment. I want to be present in that moment and be grateful that my body got me that far. And you know, just run to be. I guess I don't know if that's too abstract, but I think that's what keeps me going. And I have to say, if people like to sign up for races, that's awesome. That's what gets people involved with running. But at some point, you're not going to be the fastest person anymore. At some point, you're not going to be the best in your age group. Right. And I want to be that 80-year-old lady who's like still hobbling across the finish line of life. I want to be that one that's still out there running and doing it because I just simply love it. I love it. And I just want to be present in that moment.
I'm staring at Peter if he has something.
No, I'm just in awe of your ability to express it and to be so mindful of it. And it's not abstract at all. I mean, it's abstract as this whole show has been for 9 years. Like, yeah, no, I mean, totally get it. And I did want to comment that I also, Bryan, you've noticed this. I break up the stress. I just take six months to a year and a half in between the sections because I'm dealing with a lot of stuff. But I totally get that methodology. So kudos on that.
What are days like when you don't run?
They're wonderful. I try to still really enjoy them. I had yesterday off and I called up some of my neighbors. I started a neighborhood community group And we just like to adventure in the backyard. So I say, hey, who wants to go snowshoeing? And a bunch of people did. But I kind of relish the quiet morning time where I can just sit and read a book and have a cup of coffee and I don't have to be rushed off the couch. And I try to just really enjoy putting my feet up when I can, because a lot of times I can't with all of my other things I have going on. So I just try to be really grateful for having a couple days off.
Absolutely. And what do you work with a coach, or like how, do you have, beyond the birthday run, do you have goals or races, or are you doing this week by week, or sort of how do you, as someone who struggles to, well, right now I'm struggling at all to even go outside and run, but to keep 25, 30 miles a week, string those along, how do you keep the consistency and the volume and don't get injured and all of that?
Yeah, that's such a good question. And right now I'm doing like 50 to 60 miles a week, just consistently. I think part of it is breaking up the stress. So if you have a really big run, it's okay to say, I want to do like 10 and 10 instead of the full 20. That's the first little bit. But I don't sign up for big runs or anything like that. I love How Was Your Run Today, because you always make up these crazy, awesome events that I can just do right in my backyard. And that's the only place I really want to be, is my backyard. And I have that goal of just running the higher volume, just because I feel as though there's been so many times in my life where I couldn't do something like that, right? So that's really important. I also go to a wonderful running clinic. I don't know if I'm allowed to plug them because you're not sponsored by them, but their name is called Steady State, and they're in Portland. And it's a husband and wife team that owns and operates it. They're two doctors of physical therapy. And she has been my friend since long before they had Steady State. So when I go to Steady State, they're looking at everything involved in my running life. How much am I eating? How much am I sleeping? How do I feel? What kind of niggles do I have? Do you need dry needling? What's your strength routine currently look like? How does your form look like when you're lifting weights and when you're doing deadlifts? And there's so much particular stuff you're supposed to think about when you're lifting weights that I never really cared to think about until I started going there. So if anybody decides they live in the southern Maine area and they need to go somewhere, go to Steady State and say, Mary sent me, because they are incredible. And I have to give a lot of credit to them, because after my 5th baby, I started going, or maybe my 6th baby, well, kind of in between both, I started seeing them. And it has made such a huge difference in just my ability to go further and go longer and stay steady and not be injured. I mean, I feel the strongest I've ever felt because I've been strength training. And I've sent you some photos of my home gym.
They're high quality photos too. It's a very high quality gym. You keep saying 6th baby like you're farming a baseball team, and I want to know, like, are you trying to hit double digits with that?
I can't have any more kids.
Okay, so we've hit it.
We're all done. I've had 6 C-sections. So when they cut me open, 6th one, they were like, if you have more, you're probably going to be in a rock and a hard place. And so my husband and I were like, yikes. And they told us that several times after number 6. So I tend to listen to my doctor. And that's actually a good thing, because having kids is wonderful, but it's also really tiring.
Yeah, I mean, yes. And okay,
I mean, we wouldn't know.
We would not. I mean, we've watched it. It's great. But I mean, it'd get tiring after watching the 5th or 6th one. Yeah, I'd be tired of watching it.
They don't all happen at the same time, Peter.
Oh, right. Well, no. So I do have a question, and I know you're of the moment. You're not planning too far out or anything. You're sort of here now, and it's a great way to live. But in 15 years, when the last one goes off to whatever's going to happen, where everybody is sort of out of your field of vision, let's say, are you doing 7 continents? Like, how are you going to handle this? Like, what are you going to do for yourself?
I'm going to be out in my backyard. That's what I think. You know what my dream is? When I really would love to write a book, like a book. And where I live, there's so many historical true stories where I live in this little village, like physically where my house is. There's just these incredible stories. I think I told you guys about the skeleton, right? So I thought if I had more free time, I would love to just write some sort of historical fiction book and, be out in the woods and just adventure if my body lets me. But I think the next big thing I'm looking forward to is the soul searching solstice run. And I think maybe 60 miles that day. That might be the goal, but I don't want to verbal it because who knows what's going to happen between now and then.
Wait, which one? The one on
the soul searching solstice.
No, but I mean,
in December?
The December one, or are you talking about the June one?
No, I'm sorry. I mean the summer one. Sorry, this run would have been shorter tomorrow.
That's such a funny name.
But I did run that this past year, and it was so much fun.
I barely ran it. I barely finished, but I did.
Wait, am I supposed to be involved in that again this year? I guess I am.
However,
you can come to Maine and bring me the watermelon.
Oh yeah, we could do that.
Would you do loops, Mary, or would you do one long run?
I would do loops. I would do loops, and I don't know exactly how I would do it, but I would do loops, and I would want to go up to the backyard mountain as well because I just love it. So I don't know. I did a lot of the training for this most recent run, just doing all different various loops, but I kept thinking about the soul searching solstice run and how you guys did that like 2.5 mile loop around the lake for a while, and then you'd stop and get a pickle and do a push-up. I said, that's totally me. That is me in a nutshell. I would do the same thing. So why not do it? So I loaded my minivan up, and then I just ran all these loops around. Like I have a bunch of different loops, and then I got my kids involved and they were running it with me. And
so I was going to ask if any of the kids are runners and if they join you, and has that become a part of their lives too?
Some of them do, but a lot of them are kind of like on the fence about it. They're not too sure. They kind of sort of, but they see that it's so ingrained in their life that mom's out for a run. Mom's out for a run. We got to take care of making sure this and that happens or whatever. But they did do some of the training runs with me, the shorter loops. They loved it. They got candy, all of that.
I can't remember who suggested this, but recently someone was saying this would have been shorter tomorrow race on the summer solstice in June that we should run at night because it's the shortest night.
Oh, wow.
I mean, that's a whole, like how comfortable is one running in darkness and all that, but there is something to that. I think that would appeal to a certain branch of the audience,
Not this podcast host.
Yeah,
no,
not
you
me.
don't. No.
I want to sleep at night.
Yeah, the day-night turnaround stuff. Yeah.
Do you guys have coyotes?
We do, depending on where you run, like where I am, but
probably not industrial strength coyotes like you'd probably have.
Yeah. I feel like my coyotes are kind of on steroids, and they're always out. I've had so many encounters with them that it's hair raising. They just watch you. And so I got to the point where I kind of figured it's probably not the best idea to.
Yeah, they're not spooked, right? Like you can't really make them go away.
Exactly. They just stand there and watch you, like they're curious. But then I always wonder, well, gee, where there's one, there's always like a pack hiding. They're just waiting for me to like round the corner again, and then there goes dinner.
Where's the finish line? Which way to the finish line?
You can't get there from here.
Earlier you mentioned Millinocket. So now are you saying you would never do that race because you're not pro race per se, but like, does that one interest you?
Yeah, it does. I think I would do it if the timing was right. My best friend and her family are all from Millinocket. And I would, if she was up for running it, I would do it with her. And I think that would just be incredible to run it with her. But I haven't done it yet.
Friend of the show, Igor Babushkin. I don't know if you've heard that name. Was just up in Millinocket, called me there Saturday because he waited till all the snow was done. And then he bought a snow blower from someone, and it was a really expensive one, he said. But the person said, if you come all the way to Millinocket to get it, I'll knock off $1,000. And yeah, he did it. So
Knocked
he was
off
up there.
$1,000.
Yeah, it was very pricey. I don't want to
made out of
speak.
gold?
Yes, it was platinum and gold.
Wow.
And
Two
no, it
driver's
was like,
seats?
I don't want to say how much it was, but that's like a third of the price off. Like, yeah, no, they're not cheap if you get a really high end one. So he wasn't running, but he wanted to. Although he posted just in Stat Chat a return to running while he's rehabbing his house.
Wonderful.
I think we should get Mary and Igor in a run up the backyard mountain.
Or convince them both to come to Millinocket.
That would not be hard to do on the Igor side. He'd do it. If we were going again, he'd go. I'm pretty sure if we announced we were going, Mary would say yes. Right? Like if we were going to do there and we were hosting the Crankle again, let's just say, I'm not saying we're doing this. This is not, this is just between us.
No one's listening.
No one, trust me. No one, not this year. But
I would go. I would go
see?
if you're going. I think the other part though is I'd have to get a rental house for my whole family because they'd all want to go and they'd probably want to run the Crankle. So I'd have to.
100%. That's absolutely the right way to go.
Yeah.
Plus, there's things to do up there. There's a really cool craft fair. There's cool stores up there. It's just a nice vibe, and you'd want to spend a day or two there for sure.
I have to tell you, I must have listened to your Millinocket pod. You have like maybe 3 on Millinocket.
Yeah, I think
that are really in depth when you're like interviewing people at the restaurant that's not even I think it closed. And it was so heartwarming. And the whole time I listened to all of those, I was like, well, what costume am I gonna make for the Crankle? Because I have to be there and I want a costume. So I would be in.
Yeah, there are people right now working on their costumes.
I believe it.
That's true. Yeah.
The last year we were there, the costumes were amazing.
Amazing. Every year they got more and more impressive. All right. Well, Mary, what's on the docket for the rest of the day?
Well, I'm sewing. I like to sew.
Mhm.
So I'm sewing a slip cover for a recliner right now. So I've got to go down and put the zipper in. How about that? I already went for my run. I already did my strength training for the day. I got in a walk before I saw you guys because I was a little nervous. So I said, I got to go for a walk.
Where are you on stretching? What's your view on that?
I do some stretching. Yeah. And I have a whole like Sam's from, I know you guys call it Sam's, right?
Yep.
I have a whole plan from Steady State, and there's mobility, there's strength, there's stretching. It's all in there. So whatever prescription it's like a little prescription, like a whole list. And you just go through the rundown depending on what the day is. And I take that stuff really seriously because if you don't, you end up getting injured. And then when you're injured, you're sitting there and you're thinking, well, why didn't I do my SAMs?
Yeah. Yeah. No, the strength and mobility exercises change the game. Totally. That's real.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, I'm just wrapping my head around all of this. Okay. You're sewing, you're homeschooling 6 kids. You're doing the things that most runners never get around to, like consistent strength training, consistent strength and mobility, consistent miles. Like, if you're a runner who runs a lot, that's what you can get in. Mary, are you sleeping? Do you ever sleep? Does this happen?
It does. I go to bed at like 7 when my kids go to bed. And my husband will definitely tell you that he knows I take bedtime very seriously. But I get up at like, 4:30. But I have to say, where there's a will, there's a way. So if you want something bad enough, you will find a way to make it happen. And sometimes you don't like the solution, but if you just go with it, it's going to happen.
This is true. This is true for all things.
Yeah. So that's me. Like when I had to paint that stupid shed that we got this past August for my Chaugust, I said, you know what? Where there's a will, there's a way. I'm just going to suck it up and go out and do it. And I don't like the solution, but the solution is put the paint into the bucket and just put it on the shed.
That's right. That's what Chaugust is all about. Doing the things.
People have written to us to say, is Mary going to tell us in advance what the Chaugust challenge for herself is going to be? And the answer is, I think yes. I think you have to share that sometime. You be ready around 4th of July with that list, if you could be, because
that's when we start thinking about it.
We got to start putting that out, that that challenge out there.
Yeah, poison ivy. I need to get the rest of it.
Oh, yeah, that's what you're gonna rent the goats. I think
Yeah,
you
and then
got to do
that
that.
didn't happen. Do you know why the goats didn't happen?
No,
Did I ever tell you this?
because the
goats
skeleton.
yeah. Well,
The headless
I wish.
skeleton.
Because I used Roundup on like a little teeny tiny bit to see if it actually worked. And then I was honest when the goat guy was like, have you ever used Roundup? And I was like, yes, hasn't everybody? And then really not everybody has. I just Mary and Maine. So the goats couldn't come because we didn't want to put them through that. So then I was like, I'm paying my penance. Now I'm the one that has to rip it all out.
We dealt with poison ivy at my house. We definitely used Roundup because
it worked.
Yeah, it works.
Unfortunately.
And when everybody in your house has poison ivy and they're going to the hospital, it's not good. Thank you so much. This has been amazing. Do you have a goal or a race on the horizon? Or are you just being consistent right now?
Just being consistent.
Nice.
Stay in the course. I just enjoy just getting out. And I want to do the summer solstice run.
This would have been shorter tomorrow.
Thank you. I have one question. Have you read a book called The North Woods or North Woods by Daniel Mason?
I have not.
It is a fiction book. I just finished it a month ago. And it's totally fictionalized. And it's weird and scary and funny and all of those things. But it is about a property in the North Woods. And it's all these stories of what happens from the 16 or maybe even the 1500s or 1600s till now. And they're all intertwined and weird. And it's, so it's a little macabre in times, but you might enjoy it.
The North Woods. Okay. I'm going to look it up. I'll get it at the library.
I mean, there's no skeletons that just have a mustache. So
I didn't tell you guys.
So your stories would be maybe even stranger than the ones that are in this book.
And his head was off.
Yeah, it was off. Yeah.
And then I'll have to send you a voice memo another time about the cave and the hidden tools and all of that. That's another really good one.
Yep, you will, because we want that now. Also, when you publish the book, you have to come back on the show.
If I ever get around to it. But
where there's a will. I mean,
August. I think you just announced your
first draft.
Your first draft of your book. 31 days.
Thank you so much. Thank you. It's great to see you.
Good to see you guys. Bye.
Bye.
Peter, this is what I keep forgetting. Mary, thank you so much for coming on
Mary,
the show.
thank you.
I think you need to become a regular, although I don't know how you would fit it in your day.
Maybe when the first one goes off to college.
And that, all of it is amazing. And then I think, she actually also physically gave birth to 6 children.
She did, while also trying to get back to running each and every time.
That's what I'm saying.
It's unbelievable.
And I'm like, February was hard because I was tired.
I feel big when I run.
Yeah, baby man. So thank you, Mary.
Thanks, Mary.
Trendsetter. Are there other listeners to this program? If there are, please send us a little voice memo.
Voice memo!
We do love the voice memos. It's not a guarantee invite to be a guest. Depends on how you do. Yeah, honestly, if you send us like 10 amazing ones, maybe we'll have to deal with you. So, don't get ahead of yourself. Just try sending a voicemail.
Maybe George Woodward wants to send in one. I mean, he was firing them off every week, and now we haven't heard from him in like 2 months.
He's a very good friend of the show, George Woodward. We're thinking of you. Hope all is well. I also want to mention my very good friend and creator of our amazing website located at howisyourruntoday.com or also HWYRT.com. David in Japan reminds us to say to you, listeners, if you're running the Boston Marathon, whether as a qualified runner or as a charity runner, and you want to get the word out or just to be on our list, right there on the old website, there's a place for you to let us know that. And that is something, because that is sort of the next big thing that the HWYRT website is tracking. After the marathon, of course, we'll be talking about this would have been shorter tomorrow, summer solstice event, which you can also sign up for.
Are we going to be doing?
I mean, I think so. I think David said we'd need to do that.
I'm not saying you're
doing
do that again.
I'm not saying you're doing it. I'm saying people can sign up for it.
It was a lot.
People can do it all by themselves.
I mean, it was great.
Yeah, it was great.
It was a long day, man.
We just had a talk with Mary where she said she's looking forward to it.
She's looking forward to it. And I was also remembering that I did some sort of march thing, the Strides of March.
You did the Strides of March.
Trail run.
I'm going to just say you're not doing that this year because be accountable.
No, also the running in the woods right now is not an option because we have a foot and a half of snowpack.
Not right now, not with all those coyotes she talked about.
Well, that's where she lives. Come on.
They're all over the place.
She lives in the wilderness.
I'm in the city and I see them.
Don't worry about coyotes. So down at the end of March, maybe? Maybe April Fools? An April Fool's run? What day of the week, pray tell,
it's a
is
Wednesday.
April Fool's?
It's a hump day. It's Wednesday.
Wednesday.
Yeah, April Fool's. I'm not running.
Don't
April,
be a fool.
I hate April Fool's Day. I hate it. It's the day after my birthday.
Trick you into running.
No.
Going to trick a 55-year-old man into running on
and
April
I will
Fool's.
be. And you'll trick me right into not coming anywhere near you.
Not true. You're going to do it.
Maybe not.
And we're going to hear about it on this program.
I don't know about that. I mean, maybe something, but I don't do your web. This is not good accountability. You be accountable to you.
We're talking about next month.
This is like podcast bullying. I feel like it's not allowed.
Now, if I said, no, I'm not bullying you, that would be gaslighting, for example.
Well, yeah, you'd make
I'm
me
not
think,
bullying you at all, Peter.
Right, now you think...
You said you wanted to run
so
on
now
April
I'm
1st.
the crazy one. Right. I'm the one, yeah.
Oh, you are kind of crazy.
Oh my gosh, now I have to defend myself. This isn't supposed to be how we do this at all. At all. What do you got going on for the weekend? You going to get out there?
No, you know what? I have 2 college-age daughters coming home because that's what they're doing.
Yeah.
I'm very excited to see them. I don't know if we're going to do anything. I'm going to squeeze in at least one little run, but that's pretty much all I got. And then we have another weather event happening tomorrow. It's just like, come on, man. So I'm going to suck it up and go out and run in the rain or the snow or whatever's happening. But I don't know this weekend. I have 2 movie things I might do. How about you help me decide which one I'm going to see? The first one is what's his name? Baz Luhrmann. You know, he did an Elvis biopic, which I wasn't interested in, but he's done this thing now where it's an Elvis concert movie from the from the Las Vegas residency that Elvis had.
Absolutely.
At the end. And at the end, you know, he was sort of like a parody of himself. And I thought, and I've never really, except when I was like a little boy, had a fascination with Elvis. I'm like, whatever, I'm kind of over it.
Yep.
I saw the trailer for this movie.
Yes.
And I immediately wanted to spend 90 minutes just watching Elvis perform.
Yep,
It was amazing.
It's called Epic. It's Elvis Presley in concert.
That's right.
It's never before seen concert footage that's been restored and thoughtfully put together by Baz Luhrmann. Yeah. I think it's a no-brainer. I think you go.
Okay.
What I've heard is if you can really find it, go it and see it in IMAX. Okay. That's really what you're supposed to do. But anywhere with good sound, I think you're going to be happy.
Option 2.
Mm-hmm.
You and I, Gen Xers. The 90s are a big thing for us.
I mean, sure.
And when I think about 90s, early 2000s, I think about some people, some actors and actresses. Anyway, cut to the chase, The Bride.
Yes. Yeah, Maggie Gyllenhaal directed.
And wrote the script, apparently.
Take on the Bride of Frankenstein
That's right.
story, sure.
Mm-hmm. Her brother's in it as a cameo.
Yes. Yeah.
What do you think about this?
I think that's also a very strong contender, especially if you wanted to take the whole family, because I think the whole family would enjoy that. Having said all of those things, that's going to do nothing to help your Oscar pool next week, because neither of these films would be up until next year.
I don't know if I've seen, well, I saw One Battle After Another.
Then you've seen the movie that's going to win the Best Picture award.
Correct.
Although I don't know if it's going to win Best Director. That might go to Mr. Ryan Coogler for Sinners.
Oh, I saw Sinners.
Yeah. So you're probably all set. Yeah.
And I saw Demon Hunters twice. So I've seen them all.
The K-pop Demon Hunters?
Great movie.
Very good to know.
It's a really good movie. All three of those, excellent.
Well, I hope I've helped.
Peter, you have been essential.
I mean, I didn't really tell you which to do. I think you should see both. But also, if you see one, that's more than you're seeing now. How
about you? Do you have any entertainment options, or what are you doing over the weekend in terms of running?
Well, thanks so much for asking. Yeah, as the aforementioned Michael Goff, when I said, "Are you at the reservoir?" he said, "No, but you and I should totally run next weekend."
So you guys are doing a 5 around the res next weekend?
I have no idea what we're doing. I just know that I think I may have said yes to that by text, and he's the kind of guy who would absolutely...
You're hosting a 5K is what's happening.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
Otherwise, there's a lawsuit.
Yeah, I already see.
I'm not saying he's litigious, but I feel like he will definitely hold his phone near my face and point angrily. So I think we should just go for a run. But it would be a slow run. And by running, I mean, Michael, please slow down. Michael, I need to walk now. And he's fine with that. He's good with that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that's probably happening. I don't see myself getting to the movies out and about, although Epic Elvis Presley in concert is holding my interest, as is The Bride. I don't know. I just don't know. I just don't know if I'll have enough time. I don't know. I hope I do.
Well, that's fine. I don't know really what's going to happen, but I'm going to be accountable for whatever does, Peter.
And I'm not going to be. So that's the best. This is the yin yang of the show. I mean, we won't really do credits because we don't do that anymore, but we should thank Mary from Maine yet again for being a great guest.
And encourage everyone to send us in a voice memo.
And if you're running the Boston Marathon, please let us know on our website. Make Dave happy. What about Internet Dan? We gave him no love this episode.
Thank you, Internet Dan.
Send him stuff you want to post.
That's right.
On our Instagram or Facebook stories, because we love pictures. Once again, Igor Babushkin, mentioned during the interview, sent in some great photos. He's back to running. Who knew?
Yeah, maybe in the subject line, just write for Internet Dan.
Like the number 4?
Yeah, for Internet Dan.
Imagine if we had 4 Internet Dans working for us.
We'd have the greatest social media presence in the world.
We already do.
And the second best, and the third best, and the fourth best. We'd be the top 4 social media presences in the world. Right behind jackhammerjohnson.com.
That's a real website. We own it. Chicken in a boat.
I see you know your judo well.